Xochitl Mora with the City of McAllen. Welcome to your McAllen Minutes. If you missed the McAllen City Commission meeting of September 14th, don't worry. Here's a brief recap of what was discussed. McAllen Mayor Jim Darling called the meeting to order, and after the Pledge of Allegiance, District 4 Commissioner Tanya Ramirez gave the invocation. Under public hearing, commissioners heard from concerned citizens about funding regarding the McAllen Nature Center for fiscal year 2021 City of McAllen proposed budget. Additionally, commissioners also heard the annual 2021 Service and Assessment Plan and Assessment Role for Tres Lagos Public Improvement District. Under the consent agenda, commissioners accepted a 2021 TxDOT Routine Airport Maintenance Program grant for the McAllen International Airport for $50,000 for reimbursing airfield maintenance expenses. Commissioners also authorized to award a supply contract for the purchase of janitorial products to multiple responsible bidders for a total amount of $240,000 in anticipated expenses for the McAllen Public Works Department. Commissioners approved a memorandum of understanding between the McAllen Public Utility and their counterpart in Reynosa, Tamaulipas, Mexico, Comapa, to donate a 2003 Freightliner vacuum truck as it has reached its end of use with the McAllen Public Utility. McAllen City Commissioners also accepted grant funds from the Texas Department of Transportation through its fiscal year 2021 Selective Traffic Enforcement Program's Impaired Driving Mobilization Campaign in the amount of $20,800. The grant is for the McAllen Police Department and requires a $5,200 local match and will allow additional hours of overtime enforcement during peak holidays beginning in December 2020. Commissioners authorized the submission of a grant application to the Texas Department of Transportation for the 2021 Selective Traffic Enforcement Click It or Ticket campaign, which supports overtime enforcement to increase seatbelt usage to save lives and prevent serious injuries. Under bids and contracts, commissioners approved for the McAllen International Airport to negotiate with KSA Engineers Incorporated, the top-ranked engineering firm for general engineering services for budgeted airport projects and others for the next 5 years that include environmental studies for land acquisitions, runway safety and taxiway improvements and reconstructions, terminal designs, parking and rental car improvements, and drainage projects. Commissioners also authorized to award a supply contract for the purchase of tires to multiple responsible bidders for a total amount of $625,000 in anticipated expenses for the McAllen Public Works Department. Commissioners also authorized to award ground maintenance service contracts to multiple responsible bidders for a total amount of $465,231.46 in ground maintenance projects for the McAllen Parks and Recreation Department. Commissioners approved a proposed Memorandum of Understanding between the City of McAllen, McAllen ISD, and Hidalgo County to construct an all-inclusive park at Sanchez Elementary. The McAllen Parks and Recreation Department will be responsible for constructing an all-access family restroom for the park. Finally, Commissioners approved the First Amendment to the CARES Act Interlocal Cooperative Agreement with Hidalgo County to release the next 20% of anticipated funding from the $16,332,552 grant for the City of McAllen, as well as to extend the performance period from August 31st to October 31st, 2020. Under resolutions, Commissioners approved a resolution for a grant submission to the Economic Development Administration for the Public Works and Economic Adjustment Assistance CARES Act program for pedestrian improvements at McAllen Hidalgo International Bridge. If approved, the grant request is for $200,000 with a local match of $40,000 for the demolition and construction of additional toll booths, as well as the purchase of COVID-19 preventative equipment. Finally, under Mayor's report, Mayor Darling reported on various items, including a reduction in the daily amounts of reported deaths from and those testing positive for COVID-19 in Hidalgo County. However, he urged everyone to continue practicing all safety measures, including wearing a mask for the protection of everyone. Mayor Darling also presented a video that showcased his push to expand Wi-Fi capability throughout the McAllen area for the benefit of students and adults alike. The pandemic created a much more urgent need for connectivity, and the City of McAllen invested $2.2 million to place Wi-Fi equipment in areas of town that are digitally underserved. That, coupled with McAllen ISD's effort to provide laptops and hotspots to all students, should ensure that McAllen is now truly digital. We hope you enjoyed this recap of your McAllen City Commission meeting. Meetings are set for the second and fourth Monday of each month. We also air the entire meeting on the McAllen Cable Network Spectrum 1300 on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. For the City of McAllen, I'm Xochitl Mora.